Nobody down at the City Weekly would give me the time of day. I have no idea how we're doing.
Honestly, we've won Best Video Store every year since I started working here. What are you worried about?
Until all the votes are counted, we can't take any chances. You know how much I want this award.
Look, just as long as it doesn't involve you handing out manifesto-length flyers like you did last year.
Like you have a better plan?
Welcome to Rewind Video. I'm Bob.
I'm Rob.
And we love movies. Good ones, bad ones, old ones, new ones, movies that succeed, movies that fail, and everything in between. So we got this letter from Fast Company the other day, the magazine Fast. Are you familiar with Fast Company?
Yeah, it's a magazine?
Yes. I'm very curious to find out why they'd be reaching out.
Because we're not a fast company in any sense of that word.
We aren't. Nevertheless, I figured I'd wait till the podcast before opening it. So if you don't mind, I'm going to tear into this and see what they're after.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so it looks like they're very interested in the success of Rewind Video, and they want to do an interview. And it seems like they're only interested in talking to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, that's what I assumed.
Maybe it's, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, maybe this is happening on a day where I have PTO scheduled. Either way, it seems like they want to discuss how you, Rob, were able to predict the success of the video rental business.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something that you alone can take credit for, but whatever.
It's always seemed obvious to me.
Let's see. It seems that it also wants to know if when you imagined the idea for the staff recommendation shelf, you anticipated that you'd be able to sign your name to something so brilliant and innovative.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. I thought Fast Company was like a pretty reputable publication. I'd be curious who their sources are.
I mean, they've proven that they are. Congratulations.
Okay.
Fast Company.
Last thing, it seems they're also saying they'd like to know how long before the people get what they've been clamoring for and the store rebrands to Robb's Rewind Video. Okay, you know what? Let's just set all of this aside for now. I guess that interview is on the horizon. We'll see if it actually happens.
We've been getting a lot of letters like that recently.
Yeah, no need to give additional time or attention to like a tabloid publication such as Fast. And let's remind everybody why we're actually here, which is to stock the wildly popular staff recommendation shelf with movies that are deserving of our customers' attention. This is a task that we share.
Yeah.
And together as a team, we update the shelf with 6 movies that we've each chosen. And when we do, we adhere to a theme. This week's theme is success.
It's a topic that's well known throughout the video store industry.
Yeah. Something that, stores like us live and breathe.
It's almost impossible to not be a success in this business.
Right. Yeah. Kind of a bulletproof, recession-proof, future-proof industry.
Have we done failure as a topic? I don't remember.
No.
It's on the list, I guess.
We don't know much about failure, so...
No, but, there's a lot of movies about it. A lot of movies about success.
Yeah. Huh. We haven't done failure. Well, I mean, like, there's
so many ideas.
There's so many themes. It's hard to keep track of them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I want to run something past you. And I was thinking about this on my way to the store today because I knew that we have these 6 movies to talk about. And without giving much away, there are 3 of these 6 movies that have come out in the last 12 to 16 months.
Okay.
So, a lot of newer films, and I can't help but to wonder if, perhaps on accident, perhaps not, this is a reflection of the corner that the movie industry is turning. In terms of, like, this is something we've talked about on a Rewindies, like, movies are successful again. People are going to the theater. They're seeing good films. Good films are coming out. And maybe it's really appropriate that we're doing success and talking about the films that we are.
I think so. What you're suggesting is that we've somehow captured this moment in the zeitgeist without even trying, but with the movies we've chosen tonight.
Yeah.
Which I think is a reasonable thing to suggest.
Yeah.
That's how good we are at picking movies for the staff recommendation shelf. We don't even realize that we're showcasing a moment in time just by making these selections.
Robb Stradamus. Yeah. I mean, I think it's more than anything a happy accident, but at the same time, right. At the same time, just an interesting thing. And it's not that we regular listeners know we don't have a penchant for choosing a lot of new releases, but it just so happens that there are some great movies to talk about that fit the theme of success.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe there is a corner being turned. I think there's a lot of interesting things coming out that are successful.
Yeah.
That maybe we didn't see coming, and also things that like the new Marvel trailer came out, and everyone was like, "Ooh, what's this?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, and to me, I'm like, good.
Yes,
people need to start having this reaction.
Right. Yeah.
Let's do something different.
I watched that trailer and thought, boy, am I out of the loop, because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
And you were a guy in the loop.
I was, yeah, but I fell off. I fell off, and this doesn't get me too excited, so
not successful in that regard.
Not successful, yeah. But we've got 6 movies that are in different ways, and would love to get right into it. So do you want to kick us off with your first movie on the theme of success?
I certainly will. I'm going to start us in 1987. The movie is Wall Street. This is filed under Too Big to Impale.
Okay.
Not a great one, but it's fine.
I'm not in that section very often, but I know that it's there.
Very granular sections
right.
Here at Rewind Video. Yeah. Here's the back of the box. A young and impatient stockbroker is willing to do anything to get to the top, including trading on illegal inside information taken through a ruthless and greedy corporate raider whom takes the youth under his wing. Whom? Excuse me? Whom?
Love it.
Tagline, every dream has a price. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Whatever. So this is Oliver Stone's financial drama thriller about Charlie Sheen trying to make it on Wall Street in a world dominated by tycoons like Michael Douglas's Gordon Gekko, who's a corporate raider. And that just means you're using the buying and selling of stock to either gain control of a company or maybe leverage someone else for a deal, or you're trying to drive the stock down on a different company. There's all kinds of shenanigans you can get up to.
Right.
But you're just making purchases and affecting the market that way. And I guess this strategy is still technically possible, but you don't really hear about it anymore because I guess corporations, kind of public corporations, figured out a way to they're structured in ways to make this sort of hostile takeover kind of impossible.
Yeah.
But it's also it's still happening. It's just different methods, right?
Yeah, the notion of insider trading is certainly not something that's gone away. In fact,
not even just the insider trading, but just the fact that you can just take over a company and drive down the stock and all this crap. You can still do that. It's just it's private equity, it's private credit, it's all these different methods. But the specific thing that Gordon Gekko is doing here isn't really possible because they made all these changes to corporate structures or whatever.
Right.
So those assholes just figured out a different way to tear apart companies. So
and we just haven't made a movie about it yet.
Yeah. Well, we kind of did.
Well, yeah.
We got a few of them, but well, yeah. So Oliver Stone's dad was a stockbroker, going back into the Great Depression, which is where he got the idea for this movie. But also, this was in the 80s. This is the golden age of Wall Street in a lot of ways. This was the Reagan era. They were deregulating the whole economy. High finance was cashing in. The money was getting huge for this type of work. This is exactly what you see in this movie. All those guys. This is when they started making just tons and tons and tons of money.
Yes.
And it feels like there was more of them. It became the stockbroker guy became a thing that was it was a big thing in the 80s. It was I don't think before that it was that much. it wasn't that revered. Let's put it that way.
No, yeah, it didn't quite have that same panache.
Yeah, so like this is the age when we're reorienting the entire economy to like support these guys.
Yeah.
And like it's dumb work too. Like I don't even know. Like, do those guys still exist? Like the guys on the floor?
I don't know.
You think like there's no way
there can't be a real reason for them to be around other than
what are they doing?
Like, yeah,
why can't they just sit at a computer?
Right.
Like even back
they
then,
yell so much?
Even back then, why? Like, what is this all? What's all the yelling for?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you keep track of all this stuff? Like, it's insane. I guess that's why they're all on cocaine or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is also one of those movies, that. This is the era of lifestyles of the rich and famous. And this was kind of like, in a lot of ways, received as like glorification of this lifestyle when it was not really meant to be that. It's kind of like the Fight Club of its era. Mm-hmm. Whereas like everyone's like, oh yeah, Gordon Gekko, he's awesome. It's like, I don't think that was the point, but I think a lot of people think that is the point. So in the financial world, there's only one measure of success, and that's how much money did you make. Like did 10,000 people lose their jobs? It's like, well, so what? Like, what does your bank account say? Did the company's product get a lot worse?
Yeah.
What is like? Why are you even asking me that? Like, that's not even like part of the, the calculation here. Like, did the stock price go down? Like, yeah, that's how I made a bunch of money. Like, that's what success is in this world. And I think like
greed is good.
Greed is good. They say it right in the movie. And this movie is largely about the conflict of like success as this personal enrichment versus like actually building something of value. And I mean, I think they even like say it straight out a couple of times in this movie. And like Gordon Gekko's like, I don't make shit. Like I don't do anything. What I do is worthless. And I'm rich because I play the game right. He says it straight up, and it's like, yeah, that's true. Like you could disappear and like nobody's lives would get worse,
No.
So I just think this holds up incredibly well, like thematically, visually, performances. Yeah,
I don't disagree. And it's funny because Michael Douglas is becoming a mainstay on the staff recommendation shelf. He's up here a lot, and he's often up here as a rich guy in the movies that he's in. But there's something about these Wall Street stock related films that it feels like we get at least one big one every decade or so.
Yeah.
Because like there was like Boiler Room, there was Wolf of Wall Street, then even like The Big Short, and a sequel to Wall Street. And I don't know, even though the times change, the storytelling around stockbroking is still compelling.
Yeah.
Because
it seems like, it just seems like it's ruling our society.
It does.
There's no real reason. No one understands why. Masters of the universe. That's what they call themselves. They're just in charge of shit, and even you can even say Succession is similar in that way.
Industry. Absolutely.
But the interesting, and I really felt this in Succession, and you get some of it here. Like the interesting thing about some of these stories is they show these people, like the people in Succession are like working really hard at like protecting what's theirs. But like you never notice, like no one's ever talking about like what the company does.
No,
unless they're like trying to like escape some sort of
scandal,
whatever. But like, no one's like, "Oh, how do we make this better? How do we make that?" Like that's never part of the discussion. It's always like, "Well, how do I make sure I get what I want?"
Right.
And that's kind of the same thing with Gordon Gekko. It's like he's not worried about like, is the product for this airline going to get better or worse? Makes no fucking difference.
No, certainly not. And to that point, it makes little to no difference how the livelihoods of these people working for the company may or may not change because of what he's doing. Whether it's the product or the employees, none of it matters.
Yes. But yeah, Michael Douglas, this is the same year as Fatal Attraction, which I think was just the last episode we did. So like, what a year for him.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Sheen, this is his era of like being just annoying enough. Like he wasn't quite as annoying as he became.
Yeah.
I think he's really good on this, but you also get James Spader and John C. McGinley and Hal Holbrook and Terrence Stamp.
Cast.
It's another amazing group of guys.
Yeah.
The women have a lot less to do, but I love the ending too.
Mm-hmm.
they are just like making phone calls and like trying to execute this stock deal, and it's done like a Hitchcock movie or something.
Yeah, on paper, or at least as an outline for a film, this shouldn't be as exciting as it is to watch. Mm-hmm. But they managed to. I mean, Oliver Stone deserves credit for that. But yeah, it's great, compelling filmmaking,
and especially like there's no like subtext here either. No. Like the characters get in rooms, they have very serious conversations, and they say exactly what the scene is about every time, and somehow it just like it works.
I wonder if one of the reasons that it works is because we're getting a window into a world that most people don't often see, especially as it relates to Gordon Gekko's life and the machinations of his day to day. But yeah, it's fun to watch.
So Wall Street is rated 3.6 on Letterboxd. 456 people have it in their 4 favorites. 27% agree with my 4-star rating, including Mar, who wrote, "Just 2 hours of Michael Douglas slicking his hair back with pure fucking gasoline." So I'm putting Wall Street on the shelf this week for success.
So I wanted to check and see where I have this because I've watched it many times. I have this at 4.5 stars back when I was doing that regularly. This movie's great. I did want to... Okay, so I was going to ask you to repeat for me what the tagline was. I see it now. Every dream has a price. And I think that we were feeling like that wasn't terrific.
Yeah.
I'm now looking at my movies for success, and I feel like that could be a tagline for every single film I've picked for tonight's
It is pretty generic. You can use it for a lot of movies.
Yeah. Well, still, fine pick. Love this movie. It's one that you can go... I've seen it countless times, and you can always go back, and it's still rewarding. It's a good movie.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I'm staying in the same era, 1988, and I had to dig through the downright impressive chest hair section of the store for my first pick, and it is Working Girl. All of my backs of the box tonight, terrific. Taglines, not quite as high, but the backs of the boxes are great. So this one, real simple. When a secretary's idea is stolen by her boss, she seizes an opportunity to steal it back by pretending she has her boss's job. Boom. Yeah. That's it. Tagline.
Slam dunk.
Yeah, great. Yeah, more of that. Tagline here is actually longer than the back of the box. For anyone who's ever won, for anyone who's ever lost, and for everyone who's still in there trying. No. Yeah.
Tagline.
Yeah, come on. Tagline, not lines.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a charming workplace dramedy. Dramedy feels like the right term. Directed by Mike Nichols. We get Melanie Griffith, Harrison Ford, Sigourney Weaver. There's some other people that show up. Kevin Spacey shows up.
Oh, man. It's so gross.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to him. And while this is similar to Wall Street, unmistakably a product of the 80s, the story of ambition and office politics and fighting to have your ideas taken seriously still feels, I think, remarkably current. And 3 decades later, it's a great underdog story, in my opinion. So, how does it fit the theme? This is a case where our lead character, named Tess, played by Melanie Griffith, doesn't have success handed to her. It's something that she absolutely has to fight for. She has the ideas, the work ethic, the instincts before anyone gives her the title that should come with all of those qualities. And the movie makes a compelling case that success isn't really about like climbing the corporate ladder. It's something about it's sometimes it's about like refusing to let someone else take credit for something you've worked for, which I think is all too often a common dynamic related to success. Mm-hmm. Mike Nichols approached this as both a romantic comedy and a commentary on the changing role of women in corporate America, which was absolutely changing in the 80s. And this got Melanie Griffith an Academy Award nomination. And, despite some fairy tale elements, I think, that are present in the screenplay, Tess's success in what we get is Tess being successful for reasons she's competent rather than it being a coincidence that she is rising up the corporate ladder. Now, I did not. Why did I choose this? I didn't see this movie when it came out. I ended up seeing it in the mid 2000s, I think, so well after it was released. But even today,
would have been weird if you'd seen it when it came out.
Yeah, I would have been 8.
Yeah, you'd have been like, no, I don't think you would have liked it.
No, probably not. Yeah, not enough cartoons. But I'm surprised even now how well it still feels relevant. Melanie Griffith, I think, easy to root for, and even though there's the movie kind of eventually falls into a thank goodness Harrison Ford shows up trope.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think his character is handled pretty well. I think he's at first he's like he's treated as kind of like this, like, I don't know, like hunky stud that everyone's like, ooh, look at him. Plus he's like treated, or at least thought of, as like this very successful business guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the moment that really like makes the movie really is when he's basically like, listen, I need this. He's like, things aren't going great. You know? Yeah. So like that brings him, he's like, listen, like, we're in this together. Like, we're a team no matter what.
Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I think, rare for a movie from this time period. And I think when I make mention of the idea of like, thank goodness Harrison Ford shows up, there is still that moment near the end where, you know, she's about to get shut out of this deal or whatever, and it's Harrison Ford who takes her side and kind of saves things for her. Yeah. But, you know, the important thing is he's not the one with the great idea, he's the one that recognizes it. And that I think is really great about this.
I think it's great at the end. Like, I think the way the movie like progresses, it got to the point where at the end I was like, I don't even think it really matters if they get the deal or not.
Right.
What matters is that they're like, we're in this together, and if it blows up, it blows up. But like, it's a success as long as like we stick it out.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a movie about hustle, and I love that. I think it argues that talent isn't always enough if nobody's willing to listen, and shows that persistence is worth something if it's applied, at the right time in the right place, and it can eventually open doors. So yeah, I really love this. Ebert gave this 3.5 out of 4 stars. That's right where I have it, essentially, except out of 5. This averages a 3.4 on Letterboxd, so just right in my opinion. This was another one that I rated back when half stars felt like a good thing. 25% agree with my rating, and 403 users have it on their list of 4 favorites. I grabbed Mike Ginn's 3-star review where he said, Kevin Spacey is very believable as the coked out predator.
I mean, yeah, yes. he was he's always been a total piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good at that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's the best total piece of shit in Hollywood.
And I can't remember much that he was in before this, but boy, he channeled it early in his career and just kept at it.
Yep.
Where did this come out for you?
It's a 4-star movie for me. I just think the performances are so good, and it's just it's like, for me, it's more about, I don't want to say it's like a hangout movie, but it is just kind of a vibes movie. Yeah. The fact that it's not like, it doesn't go too heavy on like the romantic comedy parts of it. It doesn't go too heavy on the business parts of it. You're just like spending time with these people, kind of figuring out how their lives are going.
Yeah.
It's just, it's fun in that way.
Good. Glad you enjoyed it. So that's my first pick for success. It's Working Girl. Was this peak women's hair, like big women's hair? Oh my God. The hair in this could have been a movie we did for our hair episode.
Yeah. I don't know that I've seen hair this big in anything else. Like, this had to be the peak of it.
I think so.
It's incredible.
I mean, yeah. And they don't even make they're not even like trying to call attention to it, really.
No, it was
It's
just like that's just how
obviously
this is what we wear to the office.
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
It's outstanding.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring us up to one of our newer films tonight from this year, 2026. The movie is Project Hail Mary. This is filed under Project Hail Mary, the project, the book, the movie.
I see what you did there. All right.
Here's the back of the box. Science teacher Rylan Grace wakes up on a spaceship light years from home with no recollection of who he is or how he got there. As his memory returns, he begins to uncover his mission, solve the riddle of the mysterious substance causing the sun to die out. He must call on his scientific knowledge and unorthodox ideas to save everything on Earth from extinction. But an unexpected friendship means he may not have to do it alone. Very long.
Quite.
Tagline, believe in the Hail Mary.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on.
No.
Jesus Christ.
What is that? What
The laziest tagline that they could... Oh. And I know how you feel about throwing the title of the movie or a quote from the movie into the tagline.
Don't like it?
No.
It's just lame. I mean, they spent $300 million on this movie. They couldn't hire a guy for one day to be like, let me come up with some ideas.
Right, yeah. I'll give you a sheet.
Jeez. So this is a sci-fi adventure from Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who are known for directing Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street. They also produced those animated Spider-Man movies.
Briefly attached to, was it Solo? The Han Solo movie before getting...
Sounds right. I don't know. That whole, all that Star Wars stuff was such a disaster. I can't keep track of it. So this is based on a book by Andy Weir, who also wrote The Martian, which is very thematically similar.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling has, against all odds, gotten himself mixed up in this massive worldwide government program to find the cause of and hopefully a solution to what is essentially like a space bacteria that has infected our solar system. And it's kind of just taking the sun's energy away. And so essentially the amount of sun energy that we get on Earth is like falling dramatically. So within 100 years, everything will be dead.
Right.
And so, and then because of some technical difficulties, Ryan Gosling ends up in deep space all by himself with like no memory of how he got there. And then he comes across a fellow space traveler who's on a similar mission. So how does this fit the theme? Project Hail Mary, the project. Right. It actually, it has very little chance of success. When they blast him up there, he's with other scientists at first, and like they're just sent up there with like not really much of a plan.
No,
they're like, we don't have anything else. Like we're out of ideas.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go up there, and you guys can do some science,
and hopefully figure things out.
Hopefully figure out what the problem is, and then also fix the problem, or maybe just one, and we can do it down here or something.
Yeah. And the metrics for success are even. Smaller than you typically get with this type of movie because there's no plan for these guys to even come back.
No, I mean, it's a one-way trip.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's no, like, they're all like, yeah, we're leaving. Like, we all have our plans for our last night in the universe. There is not even like thinking about coming back. Like, it's over. But that is what a Hail Mary is, right? Like you are out of options. There's only one chance and you're going to lose anyway.
Right.
So you might as well toss it in the end zone and see what happens. I don't know what the success rate on like actual Hail Marys is, but it's not very high.
Can't be.
But that's the situation that humanity is in at this point. They're like, throw it in the end zone and just fucking hope. We don't know. Like we're just going to send a rocket out there and some test tubes and some microscopes. I think Ryan Gosling is kind of the perfect actor for this.
I do too. And I have something to say about that, but I'm going to wait. But go on. Continue with your point.
But it's a tough part. Like he's in almost every scene, if not every scene. He's on camera the whole movie, and a vast majority of it, or at least a lot of it, is done with no other actors.
Right. He's
by himself. He's talking to a tennis ball, presumably, or something. And you have to have a charisma, and you have to be likable, and you have to have, you have to be kind of funny to like hold an audience for that amount of time.
Yeah, I'll just say it now. As I was watching this, it dawned on me that Ryan Gosling, with his career as of late, is doing something that I've been very critical of Ryan Reynolds for doing, because Ryan Reynolds is playing the same character in every fucking thing.
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling has some acting chops. He's been, he's shown it in movies like Drive or even like The Notebook. But especially lately, he's doing essentially the same character, like Fall Guy, La La Land, Nice Guys, this, even Barbie to a degree. The difference is that character that he is drawing on very often is just really likable.
Yeah.
And fun.
Yeah, I don't criticize actors for just like doing their persona as their thing, you know? I mean, I don't know. George Clooney's always the same guy.
Sure.
Tom Cruise is always the same or whatever. And like as long as it's like a Tom Cruise movie, it makes sense. You know, when you take Tom Cruise and stick him in something else, you're like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
But if he's in Mission Impossible, you're like, yeah, he's good.
This is Tom.
He's good. Like I don't want him to be anything else. And like
That's true.
Ryan Gosling is kind of, I mean, he's got some range, but like also he's like, this is my movie star persona, and so this is what I do.
And I agree with you. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me how distasteful I find it with Ryan Reynolds, because he's like the guy I would avoid at all costs at the party. Yeah. Whereas Ryan Gosling is somebody who I'd be like, let's talk.
Well, I think because it's just like that's the difference in those two personas.
Yeah.
However close they are to the real people or whatever. Like the Ryan Reynolds thing is like, yeah, it's funny is like the side character in a Marvel movie when you're being a wisecracker. Yeah. But when you're the lead of something, it's like, Can you imagine if Ryan Reynolds was in Project Hail Mary? Like,
oh my God.
I
can't imagine. So, I think if you put Ryan Reynolds in a lot of these Gosling roles, the movie, I wouldn't like any of those movies as much.
100%.
You know?
So
like
we can
Ryan
argue,
Reynolds
like,
and Fall Guy, Ryan Reynolds and Nice Guys? No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. It's like you can just, if you can be Keanu Reeves, like does Keanu Reeves have a big range?
No.
Probably not really, but
no.
like, is Keanu Reeves fucking awesome in like a whole bunch of stuff? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's kind of the same thing. But, Gosling he's kind of the audience surrogate too, because like we don't know what's happening and he doesn't know what's happening. And so we're like figuring it out along with him, trying to figure out what the problem is. How can he fix it? It's like similar to like how Arrival did that in a way.
Yeah. I thought about Arrival a lot while I was watching this.
Yeah, because it brings the audience along at like this really good pace. Like we're not ahead of the movie's not really ahead of us. And I think I think the filmmakers created just like a really fun cartoon buddy that they had, the alien buddy. Like it's a hard character to get because it's like it's not really meant to be like cute.
Yeah.
And I read the book before I saw the movie, and I was curious, like, how are they going to make this work? Because it is just like, it's described as just like this, like, rock type, you know what I mean?
Does that character in the book is it imbued with the same level of charm that you get from the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're definitely like buddies.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the end of it.
Gotcha.
So Project Hail Mary, it's rated 4.3 overall on Letterboxd.
Oh, wow.
Very popular. 166,000 people have it in their 4 favorites. So this is resonating with audiences for sure. 38% of Letterboxd had this at 5 stars, which is the highest of their like the scale.
Yeah.
24% agree with my 4-star rating, including Aisha, who says, no idea what they had going on, but I support it.
I know what she's saying.
Yeah. So I'm putting Project Hail Mary on the staff shelf for success.
I mean, there is that moment where Rocky shows how he eats and describes it as beautiful. And I feel like that's a little nod to what else could happen.
It's more disgusting in the book.
Oh,
in the movie.
Yeah, no, this was really good, and I wanted to see this in theaters, but just missed it. Unfortunately, I would have rather seen it on a big screen than at home. But yeah, I love Ryan Gosling. He's one of those actors who, in spite of doing something similar lately, I'll see whatever he's doing. Yeah. And this maybe it's the fact that he brings some optimism to his character that feels so appealing. But my only knock on this is that they had Milana Vayntrub in this movie, who some might know of as the AT&T girl.
Oh yeah, you're a big fan.
Oh, big fan. And she's a funny woman. But they saddled her with a bad Russian accent and gave her literally nothing to do here. And I just think this could have been better if we got more Milana.
Well,
maybe the director's cut. Yeah. But no, I have this at 4 stars too. It's a lot of fun. It's really good. No, runtime didn't bother you.
You know how I feel about runtime. I'm making the
use it wisely.
Use it wisely. This makes use of the runtime. I don't want to see if it's 2.5 hours. How long is this? About 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
If it was 2.5 hours and like it did a bunch of like stuff that I'm like, what is this even?
There's not a lot you can cut.
There's not a lot you can cut from this. In fact, like having read the book, they've cut like a lot of the science stuff out.
Yeah. I could have used more science.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, I wish there had been a little bit more of the actual like figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
But like it is a large story, so I understand why they cut it out.
Something has to go. They managed to do this science stuff very well in The Martian, which by the same author. But yeah, I'm not at all disappointed in what we ended up with. So great pick. Glad I had a chance to finally see it. All right, my second pick, also from 2026.
Wow.
Yeah. This is from the should have just bought her a crystal section of the store. And I have chosen my favorite movie of the year so far, and it is Obsession. So here's the back of the box. After breaking the mysterious one-wish willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister price. Tagline, be careful who you wish for.
Clever.
Pretty good. So, with Obsession, we have the feature-length debut from YouTuber turned filmmaker Curry Barker. Young. He's like early 20s. And I think one of the more impressive horror debuts in recent memory. So on the surface, this is kind of a supernatural thriller built around the classic monkey's paw premise. But beneath, we get, I think, a very thoughtful story on love, control, and the danger of trying to kind of manufacture happiness. Technology, yes. So this is, I think, equal parts unsettling, funny, heartbreaking, and effectively frightening when it wants to be. To me, the kind of original horror movie that reminds, at least me, why this genre is just a very exciting playground right now in Hollywood, and one of the more exciting genres to just pay attention to. We're just getting so many good horror movies. So how does it fit the theme? I think there's actually two ways that this fits the theme. One is, within the story, we see our main character successfully, quote unquote, get the girl that he's always wanted. He definitely takes a shortcut. And
his wish was a success.
yeah, indeed. And there is something of a nightmare scenario that follows. But outside of the story, we also have a film that has become a remarkable success story in relation to modern independent filmmaking and box office success. Like this was made for $750,000. It was shot in 20 days, and it continued to make more money every weekend that it was open. And ended up with it grossed more than $400 million worldwide, which not only makes it one of the highest grossing movies ever made for under $1 million, but one of the most profitable movies in history, given the return on that minuscule investment, which is staggering. Like it's hard for me to believe that a genre picture like this has garnered the audience that it has.
It became a legitimate phenomenon.
It did, yeah.
And I think it was because, like we have been saying, like, younger people want to go to the movies.
Yeah.
And for some reason, movie studios convinced themselves that fucking Marvel movies were what the kids wanted to go see.
Right.
And that's for fucking 50-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
And like finally some movies came out this summer for people in their 20s and 30s, and then people are like, fucking finally, I'll go see it 5 times. You know, like
yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Obsession came out on video on demand, and then they put it back out in theaters because like people are like, fuck it, like this is what we want to do. We want to go out and like, we want to leave, like when you're in your 20s, you want to leave the house, you know, like the audience for Marvel movies are the people who aren't going to the movies.
Yeah. I mean, this is a true word of mouth success story. Yeah. And it has brought in younger audiences and yeah, given Backrooms has done it too, not to the same degree of success as Obsession, but both movies I think are doing something that I hope continues.
Yeah.
So, you know,
or just let other people make stuff,
right?
You know, or like instead of deciding ahead of time, like, oh, here's our release date let's I don't know, make it a monster movie or whatever, and then working backwards from there, like, how about like find some 25-year-old kids and be like, what do you guys want to do?
Right. Yeah.
You know, like that's what your business is finding those people.
Now, I will say, and this is something I was going to mention in connection to why I chose this, but your point is really poignant. You know, like the anxiety that I have coming out of this story with Obsession is what Hollywood is going to learn from its success. Because I hope that studios recognize that audiences responded to originality, craftsmanship, confident storytelling, and I'm worried that Hollywood is going to try to reverse engineer like one specific ingredient here and just service up a bunch of shit.
I look at it the way I look at it the 90s, though. So, like, a lot of movies came out in the early 90s, mid 90s, and it kind of changed the business, right? Did that result in 150 Quentin Tarantino ripoffs? Yes.
Yeah.
Did it result in like 50 Kevin Smith ripoffs? Yes. But like it also led to a lot of interesting stuff. And I think those people who were like just doing what the studios thought they wanted, there was a lot of that, but it also just like it gave so many more people an opportunity. Yeah. So like as long as like, I don't know, just fucking put movies in theaters and try things instead of just saying like, whatever, it's on Netflix, who cares?
Yeah. You know, I mean, if what we get out of this is the equivalent of like the propaganda films era where, you know, the Spike Joneses of the world and Michel Gondry's were coming out of like music video, like if we were finding up and coming directors in unique places and giving them a chance to tell a story, wonderful. That's the best thing that Hollywood could take away from this. So fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of fun details about this. I won't belabor it too much. I did really appreciate that the cast is largely unknown actors. Indy Navarrette's performance alone is worth the price of admission. She plays the love interest of the main character. I was delighted to see that there was a moment in the movie where something that I awarded a rewindy for last year happened. And it's when a character says, "What the fuck?" in reaction to something that is deserving of that reaction. And it happened here. And I was like, yes! Maybe they tuned in.
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously my affinity for horror has me loving this, but the fact that it's built around an original idea and also balancing some comedy, some horror, and even just handling the scary moments in ways that I haven't seen before is really refreshing. It gives me hope that another lesson from this is that you don't need a 9-figure budget, a list of superstar actors, and or even just a recognizable IP to make a good horror movie, or even just something that audiences genuinely connect with.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start with ideas instead of budgets and release dates and stuff.
Yes. So this is another one that's high up on Letterboxd. This is averaging a 4.1. It's one of the rare movies that I gave an instant 5 stars
Instant
to,
5.
and I knew it. That I wasn't going to waver from that, and I've seen it twice since then, and it's still right there. 27% of users agree with that rating. 69,000 fans have this in their 4 favorites, which I thought was going to be surprisingly high until I heard your number for Project Hail Mary. But I could see this ending up on my 4 favorites someday. Where'd you have it?
I have it at 3 stars. I like it a lot. I think it'll probably end up at 4. I think, I liked it a lot. I think it ends on a good punchline.
Yes.
I don't think I quite I don't think I was quite on this level, its level of humor for a while. It took me a minute to get there. I think like I said, I like this movie a lot. It did some interesting things. But I think it's just a 3-star movie right now.
Okay.
I think it was more conventional than I was expecting.
Huh.
In a way, I don't know what I was expecting. I think I went in thinking it was going to be more like something like Backrooms, where it's just what am I even watching?
Yeah.
I think this is more conventional than I thought it was going to be, and so I don't think I was quite on its level at first. Took me a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I liked it.
Well, I hope you go back to it.
I will. I definitely will.
I
said, probably 4 stars eventually.
I'm excited to see what Curry Barker has next on the docket. But I had to laugh at the user Miko's 4.5-star review for this, where he said, "This is the same shit Timothy Chalamet did with Kylie Jenner. I just can't prove it."
What happened? I don't know.
Timothy Chalamet, Kylie Jenner, they're a couple.
Okay.
It seems a little improbable.
Oh. Timothy Chalamet is a movie star.
He is. He's big. He's big. It looks like he's 12. But
yeah.
He's big. All right, so that's my second pick, Obsession.
Okay, I'm going to bring us back to the year of 2007.
Okay.
The movie is Hot Rod. This is filed under Hooba Stanky.
I thought this was filed under whiskey, but Hooba Stanky, I get
What? Whiskey?
it. Right.
What did you say?
Where did you file this?
Did you say whiskey? Here's the back of the box. For Rod Kimball, performing stunts is a way of life, even though he is rather accident-prone. Poor Rod cannot even get any respect from his stepfather, Frank, who beats him up in weekly sparring matches. When Frank falls ill, Rod devises his most outrageous stunt yet to raise money for Frank's operation, and then Rod will kick Frank's butt. I mean, I didn't dislike it, but there's too much. There's too much on that.
For this movie, it needs less.
Yeah, it's an 88-minute movie. You don't need an 88-word back of the box.
Yeah.
Tagline, smack destiny in the face. Which is fun.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
This is a comedy from the Lonely Island guys about an amateur stuntman. He's more of a neighborhood stuntman.
Sure.
Who decides to go semi-pro to raise some money for his stepdad's heart surgery so that he can kick his ass when he gets better. This is a script that was originally written for Will Ferrell a few years before, and that makes sense. It seems like a very has the bones of that Will Ferrell movie that we saw 10 of.
Yes.
And it just never got off the ground. But eventually Lorne Michaels was like, oh, these guys are popular now. And they were all still on Saturday Night Live at that point. Digital shorts were starting to get popular online, and they gave them a chance to give their own spin on this. And it was kind of a flop. It was similar to Popstar or MacGruber or like a lot of these things these guys have done. Like somehow
were Lonely Island was behind MacGruber too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Somehow they just could never they've never been able to be successful at, I guess until Naked Gun recently. But it's like a lot of their stuff has found a following over the years online, or not online, just like in the years since.
Sure. Yeah.
I was thinking
in video stores like ours.
Mainly video stores. I mean, we see it firsthand. Mm-hmm. I feel like this was 2007. That's when movies, like everything was coming out on DVDs, and like people had transitioned from. Well, not everybody, obviously, had transitioned from video store rentals to like going out and just buying stuff. Yeah. And a lot of movies like this just kind of ended up on people's shelves because it cost $8.99 at Walmart or something. Yeah. And then so people just watched it 100 times. And then so then it just became like this underground hit. Yeah. So even though it was like, I don't know, it made like $10 million at the box office, now it's like very popular on Letterboxd, for instance.
I think that of the Lonely Island films, and I'm even going to include Naked Gun, this one's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I think probably Popstar for me, but okay. Yeah. I think they're close. Yeah. So Rod does stunts for fun around his town at first. He puts on shows at the public pool. He starts doing private stunts for birthday parties and weddings, and stunts for hire when he's trying to make money for the show that he's going to like raise money for the operation.
Stunts is kind of being generous with it, but
well, I didn't know what else to call them. I mean, it is a stunt. It is a stunt. Like if I jump on a skateboard right now and go out into traffic and I tell you I'm doing it ahead of time, it's a stunt. Yeah. So
that's fair.
I think I didn't know what else to call it. Right. But so it's all leading up to this big show at the end where, which acts as this fundraising mechanism to get $50,000. So he's jumping 15 school buses and he's lighting himself on fire and he's like doing all these things. And I think across the entire movie and all of those stunts, I don't think he's successfully executed a single stunt. I mean, you could argue the thing where he's like in the big like round suit and he gets hit with that cement thing, like I guess that was successful in that he got hit with the thing and fell over. Right. But like, it's not like he ever lands any of his stunts. No. Like he's not successful at any of them. Almost everyone ends in catastrophe.
Which is hilarious.
Which is hilarious. Yeah. So what constitutes success in stunts? And I think at this level, like all this guy really needs to do is try, right? Because he is successful in his goal. He raises the money, and like, what are people paying to see? They're paying to see him try to jump over those buses, And
I don't feel like if you're in the audience, you really care what the outcome is.
I have a feeling a lot of them do care, and they want to see him fail.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
I guess if you're a stuntman in a movie, you have to land the stunt. You have to do it. But like if you're like, all right, my goal is to get people to watch me do this. Yeah. He was successful, even though he never landed a stunt. Yeah. But there's just a charming silliness to this humor that I don't think would have been present in like the Adam McKay, Will Ferrell version of this. No. There's a cynicism to their movies, which I don't dislike in any way, but like these guys are on a different wavelength.
Yeah. This has like a super Dave Osborne quality to it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And love that.
Yeah. I mean, it's much more about the friendship of Rod's crew. Mm-hmm. And they just share this colloquial type of humor that comes across, I think, really well, especially with multiple viewings. If, like, your stepdad has this in his DVD collection or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just like, there's just like a lot of great gags,
Yeah, and the supporting cast is phenomenal. I mean, like Bill Hader and Danny McBride are firing on all cylinders here.
And there's a Footloose dance sequence, which we love.
Oh, yes.
So Hot Rod, it's rated 3.6 overall on Letterboxd. 7,600 people have it in their 4 favorites. And 24% agree with my 4-star rating, including Rendy Jones, who says in his review, save the rec center, but instead It's let's fund my stepdad's recovery so I can kick his ass for my respect. Iconic originality.
Yes.
So I'm putting Hot Rod on the staff recommendation shelf this week for the topic of success.
This was fun. Maybe it was fun to rewatch this because comedy is just more rare than ever these days, and to look back on something that did make me laugh when I saw it the first time and still does is just refreshing. But I enjoyed going back to this.
This is definitely a movie that gets better as you've seen it many, many times.
Oh, yeah. Agree. Well, great pick. All right, my final pick is another new-ish film. This came out in 2025, and my final choice is Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. And I plucked this from the No, Not That Nirvana section of the store, which is only occupied by this film.
Not Nirvana.
Not Nirvana.
It's Nirvana the band.
Right, yeah. Right. Here is the back of the box. Another great one. When their plan to book a show at the Rivoli goes horribly wrong, Matt and Jay accidentally travel back to the year 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It is what happens.
And the tagline is, one last plan.
This is the one that's going to work. I think.
Yeah. So this is the feature film continuation of the cult Canadian comedy created by Matt Johnson and Jay McCarroll.
Friend of the shelf.
Yeah, Matt Johnson did Blackberry.
Yeah.
Yes. So before the movie, the duo kind of had an independent web series from 2007 to 2009, which later evolved into a 2-season Viceland show. And across every version, the premise remained the same. It was delightfully simple. It's just these two musicians who don't really have a band become completely consumed with trying to play a single show at Toronto's Rivoli Theatre.
It's not even a theater. It's the restaurant across the street from their apartment,
Right.
I think.
Yeah. The film somehow raises these absurd stakes while remaining true to the DIY roots. By mixing some guerrilla filmmaking, some time travel, some pop culture parody, and incredibly clever editing. To create something that feels simultaneously like homemade, but also impossibly ambitious. And whether you follow these guys for like 20 years or like me, you're meeting them for the first time in this movie, the film really works. I mean, the chaos is genuinely heartfelt, and it's a story about friendship and ambition and refusing to let go of a dream. Yeah. It's great. Did you have any experience with these guys in this like series that they had done in the past?
I've seen both the web series and the regular series.
Had you seen the movie before this?
No.
Okay, so this was your chance to see the film. Okay, terrific. So how does it fit the theme? I mean, on the surface, this is about two friends that are trying to, quote unquote, make it. And they've spent years chasing success, convinced that one big break is kind of going to change everything for them. But
and they've been trying to get this one big break for 18 years.
18
And it's just to play a restaurant across the street.
Right. Probably easier than they're making it out to be.
You know what it is? I mean, this comes across more on the TV show than the movie, but the TV show it's just Pinky and the Brain.
Oh.
It's just like we're trying to take over the world, and then it just leads to whatever they're doing that episode. You know?
I can't wait to watch the web series after seeing this.
Yeah.
That comparison seems totally accurate.
What the show really does even better than the movie, I think because it's a movie, it's a movie, but the show, there's so many times, and it's just like, you can't tell if what they're doing is real.
Right.
It's so, and sometimes you're like, oh, there's no way this is fake. Like, these are real people. And then something happens, you're like, fuck, that was an actor? Like, you have no fucking idea half the time. It's insane. And like, it's like that throughout the entire series, where it's just like, you're just like, I don't know if any of what part of this is real and who is real, who's an actor. And it really plays with that. It plays with, IP in ways that are very weird.
There were several times during this movie, and I was reassured upon reading the Letterboxd reviews to see that other people felt this way too, where I found myself saying, how did they do that?
Right.
It boggled my mind, and that's a rare thing for a movie in 2026 to make you feel. But
they use footage from the web series in it, and I guess there's the web series like proper, and then I guess they have like a whole bunch of stuff that's just like that they filmed and like never released or whatever, or took down off the internet or something. So like they have tons of footage that when they were doing this before, and then probably stuff from when they were doing the Viceland show, and they just somehow like crafted some sort of story around a lot of that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I so impressed. Well, I mean, I have to assume that the time travel dynamic isn't something that appeared in the series at all, because I mean, when that comes into play, it definitely reshapes the idea of success for these two guys, because yes, I mean, they're still very much compelled to play the show, but the movie pivots into something more interesting, which is like this idea of how success can reshape a friendship, and introducing things like jealousy and resentment, and the fear of being left behind. But yeah, it's a reminder that success isn't always measured by achieving your dream, but figuring out like
chasing, never stopping
what's
your
important.
Chase.
Yeah. Some of the notes on the production you've actually already mentioned, just that they've incorporated a lot of production or footage from earlier productions, and a lot of laughs. I mean, I laughed a lot during this.
Yeah.
It was my particular brand of comedy, and I'm excited to just see more from these guys.
It's very improvisational.
Yes.
I think they just like took the time and just shot a ton of stuff. I think that's how they shot the show, and I think that's how they shot the movie. They're like, we're just gonna like do some stuff, and eventually you find what you're looking for.
When reading reviews, I was surprised to see how many critics praised this for doing a good job at welcoming newcomers without making you feel like, oh, if you haven't seen the series, this isn't going to make a lot of sense. Like, if nothing else, it just invites people to check out what's already been done.
Well, the movie starts out exactly the same way as the original web series does.
Yeah.
Where Matt Johnson's just like, okay, here's how we get the show at the Rivoli.
Yeah.
And like, it just brings you in immediately without telling you what the fuck is happening.
Right.
And like, you eventually figure out that like, these guys, only one of them's a musician. They're not really a band.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But they're great friends.
Yeah. And so like the whole time there's this like, I don't want to say like separate reality, but you're just like, what are these guys even talking about? Like, why do they think they're a band?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And you never find out.
Yeah. No, you don't. But you can't help but get swept up in, for lack of a better term, the idiocy behind what they're trying to do and how they're going to try to do it. But yeah, like I said, what stuck with me the most when the credits finally rolled was just this notion of how did they pull this off? It wasn't even like how did they write that or how did they finance it. It's more just like how the fuck did they do this?
How did they come up with this?
Yeah.
Like what are the ideas involved?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think at the end of the day, this is just like a celebration of creativity. I mean,
and they clearly didn't have like a big budget.
No. And apparently didn't need it. I mean, but this is like overflowing with clever ideas and inventive filmmaking and pop culture references that kind of both feel recent and somehow strangely distant at the same time.
I think that's part of the Canadianness.
Yeah, probably. But this averages a 4.2 on Letterboxd. I have this at 5 stars. There's 31% of users that agree with me. 7,000 people have this in their list of 4 faves. Where did you come out on it? You've got you have a connection with these guys.
I've only seen it once. I have it at 4 stars. I can see this being a 5-star movie one day. I think it's just one of the most unique things we've seen in the movies in a long time.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And
even though it's not substantially different from the series, but to see it in movie form and what they did with it and the way they turned it into a larger story that actually makes sense as a movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a blast.
It's so much fun. I plucked a low, in my opinion, 3.5-star review from a user named Demi Adejubagebi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Who said, there better be a 5-hour comprehensive making of bonus feature on that Blu-ray. Which
there might be.
Could not agree more. Yeah, I hope there is, because I'd love to see it. Well, Rob, we have successfully built another staff recommendation shelf out of movies dealing with what else but success. The 6 films that we chose include Wall Street, Working Girl, Project Hail Mary, Obsession, Hot Rod, and Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
If you don't have time to stop into the store, you can visit us 24 hours a day at rewindvideopod.com. That's where you can connect to us on Letterboxd or Blue Sky, or find old episodes, or even leave us a voicemail. And if you're a fan of the show, please rate, review, share, like, subscribe, and recommend it to all your friends who love movies.
I love voicemails. I mean, there's nothing more current than getting in touch with someone via voicemail.
Leaving your friend a voicemail, say, meet me at the video store.
Right. Yeah. So
finger on the pulse.
Consider doing that. On the docket for our next episode, we're returning to a tried and true source for themes, which is the good old alphabet.
I love the alphabet.
Yeah, we've done this before, but the alphabet full of letters, and here we're going to choose a letter, pick 6 movies that begin with that letter, and see what happens. I mean, no genre restrictions here.
No.
And it's the true Wild West as it relates to what we have on the queue. As usual, we'll have 6 films to recommend, but if you're looking for something in the meantime, feel free to hit us up for a movie to watch.
Be kind, recommend. Hail Satan.